Hey there, West Dove here with Dove Development and Consulting. We are 10 days away from the release of What's Killing Your Profitability. It all boils down to leadership. So we've had a lot of cool things go on over the last several weeks around this the book that's finally coming out. I worked on it for nearly a year, probably have close to 1,000 hours wrapped up into the whole project, and I'm incredibly thankful for the way it's went. We've hit #1 bestseller a couple different times. We've hit it in 2 different categories, and #2 bestseller in another category in Amazon, and that's all through the pre-order. Now we've got a launch celebration event here in the Harrisonburg area on February 20th over lunchtime with our friends at Honey Baked Ham in Harrisonburg. So there's some registration wherever you're seeing this. There should be a link in the comments, and that could give you registration information. The ebook, while it's still at 99 cents while it's on pre-order, it's going to go to $9.99 after that, and that's where it'll probably stay unless we can run a special or something. I don't really know how all that works, but you still have 10 days at least, maybe a couple more, but at least 10 days and to get that ebook at 99 cents. And gosh, we really appreciate that because it does help go toward the bestseller status, the top new release. It's hit #1 top new release in 7 different categories on Amazon, and #4 and an 8. So gosh, I wish I understood how all that works, but I'm just thankful for it. So what I've been trying to do over the last several days is work through some of the pieces that are covered in the book, so you have a real perspective of what really is killing your profitability, and where leadership and those intangible, those often considered intangible, those soft skills can really make a significant impact in your organization and help you capture that profitability. So what we're going to do today is we're going to look at how poor communication kills profitability. So let me page through just a little bit. So that's the one we're talking about. And one of the things I reference in this chapter is a quote that I read from George Bernard Shaw, and he talked about the single biggest problem with communication is the illusion that it's taken place. Now, gosh, what a powerful statement that is. I often see this little meme on social media, and the one I saved to my phone is a picture of Snoopy from the Peanuts comic strip, and he says, "Hey, what I said is my responsibility. What you heard is not my responsibility." And that's nothing a leader would ever say. And if somebody in a leadership role says that, they're certainly not leading. So in this chapter, I've got a lot of stats, statistics. I've got a lot of detail on how poor communication really does kill profitability. And as we started out, I really dig into and I reference back some of the stuff we cover, and we've probably covered with close to 1,000 people in our emerging leader development course over the years. 2 different things. One's from Salesforce, and it talks about how poor communication and lack of collaboration is the single biggest cause for workplace failure. And that was from a study that Salesforce did, where they studied, I think it was 1,400 or so different executives from companies around the world. There was another one from SIS International that talked about the significant impact of poor communication and how lost productivity happens from that. So what you see on the screen, though, is a different one. I think this is coming from Business Wire in early 2022 was the study they did with from Grammarly and Harris Poll, where it talked about the far-reaching impacts of poor workplace communication on U.S. businesses and employees are estimated to up to 1.2 trillion in annual losses due to that ineffective communication. And it's not something that's intangible. My goodness, it's something that hits all businesses all the time. And I want you to really think about, when you consider how poor communication kills profitability in every organization, not some, every organization. Think about how many times we've went through the process, we've explained something, we knew what we meant, but the person that was hearing it didn't do what we said, and we've got to re-explain it. We've maybe got to go back and fix a scenario that happened wrong. We've got to go back and do rework on a product. We've got to go back and make amends with a customer or a client, right? And there's so many different places that cost can really hit. Another one that you'll see here is from, where is this one from? Let me see if I can find it in my notes right quick. This may be, yeah, I don't know where it's from, but we're going to read it to you anyway. It says the cost of poor communications, that a study of 400 companies with 100,000 employees each cited an average loss per company of $62.4 million per year because of inadequate communication to and between employees. So these aren't studies that Wes is making up. These are things that I've been able to find in doing tons of research. Let me see, where is this one? That's going to bug me a little bit. I want to make sure you've got the data. This is from, Yeah, who cares? Read the book. That's what I'm going to say. I'll quit digging around for it and say, read the book. It's coming out. Snag it on an ebook. If you don't have the 19.99 or the 26.99 for whatever reason, I would argue if you have communication right, the profitability in your organization would easily take care of that. But if it's just 99 cents, the ebook, if you purchase it on the pre-order, it's going to populate to your Amazon or your Kindle account. You can access it from a mobile device, a phone, an iPad, whatever you need to do. It'll populate on February 20th when it releases. And gosh, we're so excited about some of the different things that we're able to do around the book. We've got some keynotes that we've booked around it where we're working with organizations to really dive in and use the tools that we've outlined and look at each touch point, the poor communication, how leadership culture that we looked at last time really impacts that profitability. And we'll look at a few more between now and the 20th when the launch happens. But the main purpose is how can I share some of these statistics so you can really get a framework, a starting point of how it really does matter in every single organization and how that increased profitability when you take the steps to do it right. And we outline that in the book as well. When you do those things, you can capture that profitability, make a bigger impact for your own family, but the teams that you're leading and the communities that you're part of. So I hope this serves you well, and we look forward to catching up again soon. Make it a great day, and God bless.